October 22nd, 2020 marks the 10th anniversary of the Iraq War Logs. You might have heard a little about the Iraq War Logs in stories about Chelsea Manning, about Julian Assange, or WikiLeaks. But whether you followed these stories or not, you might not be familiar with just how big a deal the Iraq War Logs were. Civilian casualties, war crimes, the killing of reporters, major court battles around the world, journalism awards. From the magnitude of the materials released, to the significance of the revelations, to the consequences that have followed, the Iraq War Logs have proven to be a major event in the recent history of journalism and global affairs. So in this video, we're going to take a few minutes to talk about the impact of the Iraq War Logs. We'll address what was revealed and why it was important. But to set the stage, we need to look at what led up to the Iraq War Logs. Let's flash back to January 2010. The United States had been at war in Iraq for almost 7 years, and in Afghanistan for more than 8 years. Now, these wars were started during a politically and culturally charged time, in the aftermath of the 9/11 terror attacks. Afghanistan just a few months after 9/11, and Iraq a year and a half after the attacks. Opposition to these wars wasn't very strong at first. After all, the nation had just suffered a traumatic attack, and the people demanded action. Opposing these wars could get a person labeled as soft on terrorism, or worse. The public wasn't supposed to debate the wars. They were supposed to go about their lives, and maybe put a patriotic bumper sticker on their car. This sort of thing is nothing new. Leaders and scholars have known for centuries the importance of shaping public opinion, especially when it comes to war. It was during Vietnam that the government really started to grasp the dangers of the public seeing the realities of war. Journalists willing to question government narratives and the rise of television showed the public more of the horrors of war. So governments around the world started to appreciate that keeping up public support for war isn't just about spreading pro-war opinions. It's about how information itself is shared with the public. Influence the information, and you can better influence the public.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war.